Hey. Hi. How's everyone doing? Good? Good? We good? Hey, welcome to Tsunami.
That's right. We're glad you're here.
Okay.
I'm not sure they're glad they're here.
Are you guys
We're
glad to be at
you're
Tsunami?
here.
Woo! Woo! Pretty awesome. We got some fun stuff happening tonight. It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, bring those up here. That's awesome. That's good. Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, cool. So, if you guys, how many of you guys have been here before? Okay, cool. How many of you guys have been here enough to know what this toilet means? What's the toilet mean?
What's it mean?
It's someone's birthday. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So we need Anna. Anna.
Where's Anna?
Anna.
There she
Hey.
is.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
It's already full for
It's
you.
already full. If you just want to take a seat, right there. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, how are you doing? Happy birthday. How old are you?
21.
21?
Big one, big one.
21? Okay, awesome. But I'm not good at singing. Do you want to lead it? Do you want to lead
I'm not so
it?
good either.
All right. You guys, I think we need to make this the best happy birthday that she's ever heard. Can you guys do that? I think that'd be awesome at Tsunami. Hey, and those of you that don't know, Anna's one of our interns at Tsunami. She helps make all this stuff happen, and we're super grateful for her and all that she does. So help us in singing happy birthday. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Louder, guys. Happy birthday, dear Anu. Happy birthday to you.
I believe that was the best happy
Wasn't
birthday
that
song
awesome?
they've done.
Hey,
Yes.
and we have a card for you, but I think I left it back there, so I'm sorry. But we wanted to say thank you. And since we gave you something, it looks like you also gave us something. Looks like she did something while she was up here.
I thought it
Looks
was
like
a little smelly.
She just had
Is that
to
what that
just
was?
want some Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Rolls? Anna, next time you got to take care of this before you come on stage. Some Tootsie Rolls for you guys. Awesome. Hey, do us a favor, though.
That were way down.
Do us a favor. Don't leave the wrappers on the floor. Put them in your pocket. Put them in your pocket. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. Look at our toilet men coming to get the toilet. Thank you. Get that from the toilet store. Hey, we're going to play a game. How many of you guys like games? Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. How many of you guys know what this game is? Does anyone know what this game is called?
Just say it out loud.
All right, hold on. Shh. Shh. This game is Plinko, okay? Plinko. We're going to play, let's play Tsunami Plinko, okay?
Awesome.
It's going to be pretty sweet, pretty fun. We got some cool prizes. Now, though, I know it might be hard for some of you to see. Do all of these images at the bottom look like prizes? I don't know. I don't know. We'll just find out. It looks like, though, we have a prize over here. It's a bicep with a tsunami. We actually have some tsunami tattoos that you can put on that haven't been released yet. So you guys, if you get it, get first access. We also
That sounds
have
good.
some candy, lovely
looks
candy.
good.
You guys love candy. And we have some cash right in the middle. Some cash,
Sweet.
right? Who doesn't like money, all right?
That's right.
So,
I mean,
I need some people to play.
How many
so
players
let's
do
go
we
ahead
have
and
today?
let's go with 6.
ooh.
Let's go with 6 people. Let's do 3 guys and 3 girls.
Okay, that
I'll
sounds
get the
good.
guys.
You're gonna get
I'll
the
get the guys.
I'm gonna get the girls.
I need guys. I
Okay.
need.
In the green, yellow
I need
shirt.
guys.
Yep, that looks good. Yep, you come here. Yep.
Hold up.
And then I need
You've
a
been-
girl
you've been here
from
before?
over here.
You're
okay,
sure?
come on up.
You realize there are
Okay, I
some
need a
consequences
girl
on there,
from
and
over
something bad might happen.
here. Yeah, the
All
one
right, cool.
jumping
Come
in
on
the
up
back
here.
with the
No, you guys,
pigtails.
I'm not picking you if you're not in your seat. Sorry. Let's see.
Come on down.
Right there in the red shirt. Yeah, you're good. And then right there in this. No, Bolton, not you. Sorry, not
Oh,
you,
wait, I
Bolton,
picked
not
her.
you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, you're good. All right, hey, you guys are gonna be coming right over here. You guys come line up on this side.
We're
Come line
putting
up over here.
We putting everybody
Over
there?
here. Very simple. So this is our back down boy. This is our coin. It's very simple. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Yeah. Who did we just send off stage?
Back, the girl I just sent back, you can come back up. Yep.
Cool.
Yep, come on
All
back.
right, so you're gonna put it in this way, and you're gonna climb up the ladder, drop it in, and we're gonna see what you're gonna get. Okay? Cool. Very simple. Now it might be something pretty bad, but are you willing to take that risk? Yeah. All right. Go on up there. Go on up there. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Here we go.
Okay,
Ooh.
pick wisely.
Ooh.
Pick
Oh! It landed there.
Where, there?
It landed right there. That means you get a candy
She
or
gets
a Capri
candy.
Sun. You get to pick. There's
Or
candy
a
at the
Capri
bottom.
Sun.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Very simple game. Who's up? You're up. You're up next. Go on up there. Very simple. You guys can see. Man, you guys look good in the dark. You look way better with the lights off. All right, go ahead. You got to do a little more gentle than that. You got to do a little more gentle than that. Here we go. There we go. Where was that?
Money. They say money. I didn't
One
see-
more.
One
I'm going to
time.
give it to the closest
We're going to
one.
try to look real close
Let's-
and see where it falls off this time. That was definitely candy.
That was candy. Man, this is not working the way it was earlier. That's for sure. He wanted a Capri Sun. Awesome. We're just going to keep going. Let's see. Let's
Okay,
see.
it does
Maybe
seem if you
this-
do it kind of gently, it works pretty well.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nice and gentle.
No. Oh,
It would have landed in there, I'm just saying.
you got lucky.
But-
One more
but
time,
he's
and we're
gonna
just going to make it other way. You got to turn it. You got to turn it. This side. There you go. That might help.
I don't.
And it's got to be center.
I mean, it went right through there.
That one was definitely the skull, wasn't it? All right, come on down. Olivia, I need you to stand right out front, and I need you to just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Okay, just stay there. We have a consequence. So just hang out. Just,
Never know what the consequence might be.
yes. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Does that taste good at least? Awesome. Hey, thanks for playing. You guys could have won. Let's see what you get.
Come this way,
But-
come this
yes,
way, they'll get you cleaned up.
This,
Help her find the
they
stairs.
might be different. That one is working well. Money!
Oh, that was awesome.
Nice. Good call. I actually have, I don't know how much I grabbed. I can't have no more. $2. You get $2. You know,
$2.
just for dropping it down. I don't know why it's 2, but
Go
it just
buy
is.
some candy and support the missions.
You got it? You got it? All right, nice.
Wait,
Turn it around.
Turn it around. Yep.
There you go, and nice and gentle. Let's see where it goes. Oh, that was the skull and crossbones. That was definitely the skull and crossbones. So let's go down here. Let's see what we got this time. Let's see. Just stand right up front. This is a good consequence for you. You got to close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
You got to just wait and close your eyes. Let's see what happens. You just got to close your eyes. I'm sorry. You had a chance to win money. You had a chance to. Oh! I'm sorry. You just got pied
Sorry,
at Tsunami.
sorry.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's see what we got. Here we go. Go on up there. Yeah, you guys cheering a little bit? That's pretty
Okay.
awesome.
Pick carefully.
Oh.
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 Trying a new.
Oh, looks like a consequence.
Another consequence.
Right in. Let's see what we got now. Let's see.
Now she's not glad that I I told her
Close
to come
your
back
eyes.
up. Now
You gotta
she
close
wishes
your
she was
eyes.
still
You gotta
sitting
close your
in her
eyes.
seat. Close your eyes.
You got to close your eyes.
Close your eyes. Don't open
What's
them.
gonna
Don't
happen?
open them.
Oh,
what
yes.
a surprise.
Yes.
What a surprise.
Awesome. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Okay. Good luck.
Man, let's see where this goes.
Okay. Be strategic. Be
Money's
strategic.
in the middle.
Money
Money's in the
middle.
middle. You're. Oh! Oh my goodness.
So close.
Consequence.
So
I'm
close.
sorry. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Keep the eyes closed.
Here we go.
Because you never know.
Oh no.
Something
Oh
else could
no.
happen.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank
That
you.
was awesome.
All right, last one. Are you ready? We need someone.
I was kind of hoping I was going to get to see those brand new tattoos.
I know. I know.
So we'll see.
Last one.
Let's
Here we
see the
go.
strategy here.
Let it. Oh.
I think this thing's rigged. I kind of think this thing's rigged. Okay, yep. Stand there. Close your eyes.
I think we were out of consequences, so we might just go ahead and use the same one. Oh my goodness.
Thanks for being a good sport.
Guys, thank you guys. Guys, that was ridiculous.
I think it was rigged.
How many of you guys think that was rigged? How many of you thought you had a fair chance to win? Your odds were better to win. Your odds were technically better to win.
That's true. There are more
I
good
don't know
prizes
why.
than bad prizes.
Hey, in all honesty, we want to thank you guys for coming tonight. We're really excited. The reason we played this game and you guys had the chance to win some money is because we're starting a new series tonight called Making Sense. And it's all about the value that we have. The money that we have, it deals a lot about the gifts that you've been given, but it's really cool. The next 3 weeks, Brett will be teaching us Making Sense. We're really excited about it. It's really good stuff. And we have one other really cool announcement.
Ooh.
Something that I hope you guys are all planning to come to this summer.
Does it
How
start
many
with
of you
an
guys
F?
know where this is going? Starts with an F.
And end with an ooze?
Fuse 2018 is coming real soon.
Are sign-ups this
Now-
Sunday?
I have heard that you guys should be looking very carefully for maybe a surprise sign-up or something going down really soon. So that is going to happen, and you guys just need to be ready for that.
That's
Fuse
right.
is coming. You won't want to miss it.
And the earlier you sign up, the less you pay. Is that correct?
Yes, the cheaper it is, so you're going to want to get on that right away. Before we get into worship tonight, we want to just talk to you guys real quick. How many of you guys were at Impact this last weekend? Awesome. Hey, for those of you that don't know, this Saturday, we had an opportunity to go out and serve our community. And we were at a bunch of, where did you guys go?
We were at the
serve?
Foster Pantry.
Foster Pantry,
which was really
awesome.
cool.
We were at the Salvation Army downtown. And then we had another group that was at the food bank. And it was really cool. Impact this year, we wanted to but we wanted to focus completely on serving. And we didn't do the sleepover, and that's kind of scary for us, to do something different, change it up. And it was awesome because we had over 200 of our students come out and serve and want to make an impact in our community, and really cool. We're so proud of you guys. It was awesome. And I think we have a video
cool.
to check it out. So
Maybe you'll
here it
see
goes.
yourself.
Hey guys, welcome to Tsunami. Go ahead and come up for worship. take our failure, you take our weakness. You set your treasure in jars of clay. So take this heart, Lord, and I'll be your vessel, the world to see your life in me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see now. Oh, I can see the love in your heart, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to Sing Amazing Grace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see now. Oh, I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. God, thank you so much. Thank you for sending Jesus to live a perfect life, a sinless life, and to die on our behalf. Because of that, God, because of your amazing grace, we can have a relationship with you. Because of your amazing grace, God, we don't have to be perfect to have a relationship with you. And even more than that, God, in our brokenness, you use us. Through that, you can show other people your grace and your love and your mercy. God, you are a giving, loving Father, and we are grateful that we get to be in a personal relationship with you. So it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Thanks for singing, guys. You can go ahead and take a seat.
It's all right.
You need this chair too?
You're good, dude. Okay, so welcome to Tsunami, guys. My name is Brett. If we have not met before, I'm glad you guys are here. I am one of the student pastors here, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a hypothetical situation. Let's imagine that I had $1,000 to give all of you. Oh, you all have $1,000. So you should have had on your seat, Jaden, you don't collect them from people. They can't participate if you don't let them have those. Did you seriously take them off seats? Oh my goodness. So you all hopefully have $1,000 bill. One side of it is pink and the other side of it is green. So I want you to kind of communicate back to me what you would do with $1,000 if you had it. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, right? So you're going to have some choices. First choice. Thank you for the music. I appreciate that. We're playing If I Had $1,000 and a little bit of this music's for the leaders. All right, green. Hold up your green dollar bill if you would rather spend it on a basketball jersey signed by your favorite player. Pink if you want to spend it on a Star Wars poster signed by the cast. Okay, I'm seeing a lot more green. So y'all want a LeBron jersey, I see. Okay. All right, so next one. Green if you would save the money. Pink if you would go on a shopping spree. Notice I made the shopping spree one pink. All right. Let's see, next one. Green, if you would take all your friends to an amusement park. Pink, if you would take all your friends to a movie with unlimited snacks. All right, so you want a whole day of amusement park or like junk food with movies? All right, I'm seeing a lot of amusement park. That's what I would do too. That's pretty fun. Amusement park with all your friends. All right, let's see. Green, donate to a homeless shelter. Pink, donate to an animal rescue. So you got to take all your $1,000 and give it to a homeless shelter or an animal rescue. It's a mixed bag. Some of you care more about animals than humans, which makes me question your judgment about everything. All right, last one. This is a very critical one. Would you rather give your money to pay to never hear Fergie sing the national anthem again, or pay to never see Zac Efron act again? What would you pay? Oh my gosh, if it's not green, I seriously question whether you're human. All right, go ahead and we're gonna bring the music down. You can have a seat. Listen, you can have your $1,000 bill. I think it's awesome because that is William Taft and he has an amazing mustache. You can save that, just don't spend it all in one place. Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to be doing a series for the next 3 weeks on money. And if there's one thing that I know that middle schoolers don't have a lot of at their fingertips, yeah, it's money, right? So, but you guys had no problem knowing how you would spend that money if you had it. You may not have $1,000, but you have no problem knowing exactly with those options up there how you would spend it if you did have it. I remember being in middle school and knowing if I had had money, how I would want to spend that money. I remember when I was in middle school, I had a BMX style bike, right? And for some reason, I didn't want that BMX bike anymore. I wanted a 10-speed because I thought that was cool. Like, I don't know if you guys even know what a 10-speed is, but it's basically like an old person bike with like the curved handlebars, and I could change speeds. I was like, man, I'll be so fast on that thing. It'll be awesome. So, my family also went to lots of garage sales when I was a kid on Saturdays, so it was super fun. I used to go to garage sales with my parents, and I thought, sweet. People sell stuff all the time. So I literally took my bike out, put it in the driveway, put a sign for sale on it. Some lady who was driving by, I sold my bike that my parents had gotten for me for I don't even know how much money. And my parents found out and they were so angry at me. But I knew what I wanted to do with the money. I wanted to put it into getting a 10-speed. And do you guys know what it's like to be in middle school, to not necessarily have a whole lot of money? And maybe some of you do. Maybe some of you don't. But you know what you would do with it. And the fact is this: whether you have a lot or a little, money is a powerful tool. Money is a really, really powerful tool. In fact, money impacts all of your lives. Money has an impact on every single person's life in the room right now, whether you're a middle schooler or an adult. It impacts all of our lives. And for you in middle school, I think it really impacts you guys in one of two ways. First of all, money impacts you when it comes to status. And status is simply the rank or position that someone holds. And in middle school, you're in a lot of groups that have statuses. And everybody in all of your groups, whether it's your friend group, your school group, your sports group, everybody in those groups, there's a pecking order. There's a status. Some people have the power, some are more popular, and some aren't. All of your groups have status, and we all want to kind of have a better status. And for maybe you, one of the ways, in our culture alone, one of the ways that we measure status is money. And for you, maybe your idea of maybe changing your status in whatever group you're in is, well, maybe if you could just get the cool new iPhone or get those certain type of shoes that the people with status have. Or whatever it is that causes people in your group to have status, but you can't because you don't have money or you don't make money, so you can't buy it. That's money having an effect on your life because it affects your status. I think another way that money has an impact on your life is when it comes to worry and frustration. You want money to relieve some kind of anxiety or tension in your life. If only you had a little bit more money, maybe your parents wouldn't argue about it so much. You want to go on a cool field trip with school or attend the camp that everybody else you know is going to. Or you want to be a part of like a special travel team or a special group or a special performing group, but you know your parents don't have the money, and so it frustrates you. Or you worry about asking them, or you simply just don't even bother asking because you know the answer you're going to get. So you worry and you get frustrated by how money limits what you can and can't do. See, money impacts all of our lives. And I realize that there's a scale here. Some of you are, you get this idea of that money kind of impacts your life. You're kind of over here, and money affects you and your family and you personally because you don't have a lot of it. You don't know that you can ask your parents for things. You just don't know whether or not you're going to be able to have things that you want. Or maybe you have everything you need, but you know that money impacts things that you want. And some of you are here, and you're maybe on the other end of the scale, and you've never really thought about the fact that money has an impact on you because you always seem to have enough. And you can ask your parents for stuff, and you know they're going to say yes because they have the money. And there's this scale that all of us are on. But no matter where you are on this scale, money has an impact on you. And no matter where you are on this scale, money is a powerful tool. No matter which side you're on, the same thing is true for all of us. Money is a powerful tool. How you view money is important, even as a middle schooler. Why? Because the way that you think about and spend money now as a middle schooler is going to affect how you spend money and think about it as an adult. That's true for just about everything we talk about here in middle school. The way you think about things in middle school, you're starting to form the way that you're going to start thinking about things as an adult. And that's why we've got to talk about money. Because the way you think about it and spend it now matters for your future. You may not have a lot of money now, but in the pretty near future, I mean, within the next 6 to 10 years, you're going to start having the potential to make and earn your own money. That's a really short amount of time between now, when you don't really have access to make it and have a lot of it, and when you actually start making your own, it's pretty quick. And you got to figure out what you're going to do about it now before you get there. How you spend money now often influences the way that you view and spend money as an adult. So what we want to do in this series is help all of us get a better grasp of how we handle everything we've been given. And here's the thing. God thinks money is pretty important too. I mean, we think it's important enough to spend 3 weeks talking about it here in Tsunami because we think God thinks it's important too. In fact, there are over 2,000 verses in the Bible that have to do with money. God talks about it a lot. And why do you think that is? I think it's because how we spend our money tells us a lot about our character. How we think about money and how we feel about it reveals a lot about our hearts and who we are deep down inside and what we really ultimately want in life. So to help us better understand our hearts and where they land when it comes to money, we're going to look at one of the most well-known and one of the most misunderstood verses in the Bible that talks about money. And it comes from a letter that a pastor named Paul wrote. He started a church in a town called Corinth. And in this town, he found a group of people who believed that Jesus really was the way to life and really was the answer for all of the struggles that they had in their lives. And so he started this little church in Corinth, and he had written a couple letters to them, and he had spent a lot of time with them, and he shared with them, apparently, that there were a group of Christians in another part of the world called Jerusalem. And the Christians in Jerusalem, because Jerusalem was primarily lived in by Jewish people who didn't understand people who are Christians, and they were kind of on the outcast of society. The Jewish Christians, or the Christians in Jerusalem, didn't have a whole lot of anything. They didn't have any resources. They didn't really have any money. They had no way to take care of themselves. So Paul shared this with the church in Corinth, and they were like, well, we've got stuff. We've got food. We've got money. We've got resources. We've got a lot. Maybe we can give some of what we have to the people in Jerusalem. And Paul said, yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't you spend some time gathering some of that up? I'm going to go visit with some other churches, and then I'm going to come back and collect it from you guys. So he wrote this letter to them, reminding them, hey, guys, remember when you said you were going to collect a lot of money for the church in Jerusalem? Well, I'm about to head back to you and collect that, and I just want to remind you said that because that'll be kind of embarrassing if I show up and you don't actually have the stuff that you promised you were going to give, and you were really generous with your stuff and your money, and I don't want it to be an awkward situation. So he writes this letter to them to remind them of that. Hey, because you guys are faithful, you guys are doing a great job living for Jesus, and I just want to remind you what you had promised you would do. And then he goes on to say this in his letter. Gives a little bit of context for why it is that they're giving. He says this, remember this, in verse 6 of chapter 9. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Now, here's what you need to understand about the culture he was writing to in Corinth. It was largely agricultural. And if you've studied this at all in middle school, you know that agricultural, their way of living was farming. So they understood this idea of sowing and reaping. The idea that Paul is saying here is that when you're a farmer and you want to grow some crops, if you throw out if you're kind of stingy with what you've got and you throw out just a little bit of seeds, you're probably only going to reap a little bit of harvest. But if you're a farmer and you've done the hard work of preparing the ground and you throw a lot of seed out there and sow a lot of seed, chances are you're going to reap a lot of reward. You're going to reap a lot of harvest. What Paul was trying to communicate to them is this. He was reminding them that when you invest what you have into things that matter, you're going to see it make a huge difference. He wanted them to remember that, hey, you're not just giving stuff and money to people who need it. You're investing a lot that's going to make a huge difference. You have something. Paul's telling them, look, people in Corinth, you have things that have been given to you by God, and you have the chance to make a huge difference by valuing what you have and investing it in someone else. The Corinthians have been given a lot of resources. And Paul was simply just encouraging them to use what they've been given to make a difference. And that when they use what God had given them in that way, he would give them more. A lot of people look at this verse and think, okay, what God is saying is, if I give away a bunch of money, I'm going to get a lot of money in return. And I think what Jesus is saying is really, and what God wants us to understand in this passage, is that we've all been given things of value. We just have to decide what we really want to do with them. And when we choose to use what God has given us to invest in his kingdom, he's going to give us even more things to be responsible with. So you might be sitting here and thinking, that's great, Brett, but I'm not a Corinthian and I don't have a whole lot of money to give. What does this have to do with me? Why are we doing a series about money when I don't even have a lot? Well, I did say we're trying to prepare our minds for when we're going to be adults, but I believe that even where you are as a middle schooler, if you stopped and thought about it, you'd realize you may not have a whole lot of money, but you actually have a lot of value to offer that you can invest in others. You have something that matters. Jesus has entrusted you with something, and how you use it is important as well. If you use what God's given you sparingly, you get a little in return, but when you use what God gave you wisely, God will trust us with more along the way. And when it comes to money, you probably don't have a ton to figure out what you're going to do to invest it, but you have something that matters. You guys have time. If you just stop and think about it, some of the things that you have that are valuable, you have lots of time as a middle schooler. What would it look like for you to sow your time so that you could reap a great reward with your time and invest your time wisely into things that matter, into other people, and giving your time away to serve? You may not have a lot of money, but you have time. Maybe it's talents. You've been given, every single one of you has been given skills and abilities and talents. And you have to decide, am I going to invest in those things? Or am I just going to squander what I've been given? You know, sometimes taking our talents and actually working on them is a way to show God that, hey, I realize you've given me something, and I'm going to invest in it because I know that I can use this for your glory. You've been given time, you've been given talents, you've been given influence. As a middle school student, you have influence, and that is such a valuable thing. If you were to stop and think about how valuable it is that you have influence in somebody else's life, that is huge. And you can choose to use that influence in a positive way or a negative way. How are you going to choose to invest your influence? And lastly, you've got relationships. You have all kinds of relationships with friends, with parents, with teachers. How are you using those relationships, those valuable things that God's given you to invest? The question I want you to be asking yourself is, what has God given me? And to identify what God has given and entrusted you with, to recognize its value, and to consider how to use it well or generously. We may not all have a lot of money, but God has given all of us resources and tools and gifts and things that are valuable and treasured. And he has given us the privilege to invest in his kingdom. So my encouragement to you as you go to small group tonight is to ask this question. What has God entrusted to you? And what would it look like for you to be a steward, to take what God's given you and to use it well to serve others? And if you could learn to do that as a middle schooler, I can only imagine what you will be able to do when you actually have financial resources that you've been given to make a difference in our world. And it starts here in middle school. Let's pray. God, you've given us so much. First of all, you gave us your son. You have sacrificed everything so that we could have a relationship with you. God, you have modeled to us what it looks like to be generous with what you have, and you took your most precious possession, your son, and gave him as an offering for us. And I pray that that will be an example to us, that we will, first of all, receive the love that you've given us and receive the gifts that you've given us, talents and time and money and all these resources. And we'll figure out what it looks like for us to use those in such a way and to invest the things that you've given us in such a way that you see us as faithful and in turn give us more that we can invest. So God, I pray tonight as we ask the question, what you've entrusted to us, what is it that you've given us, what is it, how have you gifted us, that we'll be willing to be honest about ourselves, and that your Spirit will reveal to us ways that we can use what you've given to bless other people. And I pray this in your name. Amen. Hey guys, we're going to go to small groups now. If you do not know where to go, please head out to the lobby, to the information table, and they will help you figure out where to go for small groups. We'll see you guys next week.